Kickoff pregame fun here on the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show, brought to you, of course, by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade Fast Twitch. There we are, now live on YouTube, Facebook, and oh so much more. And, of course, you can catch us 92.5 FM, 1010 AM, the 92.5, and the 1010 app. Meanwhile, let's recap the Jaguars from a week ago. What a massive victory. There will be those, Hayes, that say that the Jaguars had the benefit of Matt Amendola not making a kick over 50 yards in his NFL career. The fact that they got a doink game. They had the ball go off the crossbar that saved them from having to go to an overtime in which Houston would have had much of the momentum. But for me, I felt like the Jaguars thoroughly outplayed Houston throughout the duration of the game.
Yeah, they really did. I thought it was a tremendous effort by the Jaguars in sort of stiff-arming Houston and saying, yeah, you're a nice story, but you're not quite there yet. The Jaguars really haven't been in that position, so it was good to see them exert themselves, show that kind of maturity on the road. And there was some adversity that they had to battle through. Late first half, early third quarter, there was a little bit of a rough patch there for the Jaguars. But to their credit, they were able to find themselves, gather themselves, composed, and pull off, really, I think, a victory that doesn't put the division away, but I think it puts it in the 85 probability percentile that the Jaguars are not going to be caught by Houston. Now, Houston got a nice win yesterday against Denver to stay in it, and the Colts are still kind of in the picture, but obviously the Jaguars have the sweep over them, and they're, I think, going to finish with a better divisional record than Houston. Houston's lost twice in the AFC South. The Jaguars just have to go win at Nashville in the finale, which I firmly expect that they will do, and then they'll finish at 5-1, and that'll be the tiebreaker over Houston. So the Jaguars don't. They not only do these teams have to catch the Jaguars, they're going to have to surpass them, and I think it's going to be awfully difficult thanks to that tremendous performance in Houston.
And obviously the schedule plays into a factor there. That's why I actually think, and we'll get to this in a second, I think Houston could still finish in second in the division. But the reality is, and we led off the show by saying this, Hayes, the Jaguars have Monday Night Football against a Joe Burrow-less Bengals. They have to travel to Cleveland. Who knows whose quarterback it is anyways.
Their whole team. I mean, Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
They've got
Myles Garrett
offensive
healthy?
line. Myles Garrett. I mean, Cleveland is really falling apart.
Right. So, which, I mean, any given Sunday, it's a week-to-week league. But you go to Cleveland, which is a decimated roster. You host the Baltimore Ravens, which, if the Kansas City Chiefs can't figure out their wide receiver situation, that's the game for the number one seed in the AFC, without question. And it is Sunday night here in Duval. From there, you face three teams with losing records to end your season. And so I look at the Jaguars' schedule. I look at the Colts' schedule, which, I mean, I believe they still got to play Miami. Tennessee has to play Miami, but I believe the Colts still have to play a couple other teams that are still factors in division races. Whereas the Houston Texans, I mean, they get to go travel to play the Jets next week. I mean, it's... You could do with that information what you will. Their schedule is softer than Charmin, which is why I think the Texans will still be a factor. But the beautiful thing is the Jaguars control their own destiny. The even more beautiful thing was I really felt like your two marquee national players in Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen both stepped up in last week's game when they needed to. We heard it from everybody in the post-game locker room. Trevor was on one the whole week. Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk said to me, you looked in his eyes, something was different. Can he carry that to today?
Yeah, and I think he will. I mean, obviously, we talk about, will the moment be too big for the Jaguars? And we'll see. I think they'll pass with flying colors, but they do have to prove they can go out there and play well on Monday Night Football. But for Trevor Lawrence, it's no concern. He's been in these moments his entire career. So if Trevor doesn't play well tonight, it won't be because of the moment or anything. He'll just have had a bad night. But I don't anticipate it. I think Trevor Lawrence is hitting his stride. I think he's only going to get better. As long as he stays healthy, he will only get better as we get to the end of this thing. And I think he's going to be peaking at the perfect time at the end of this month as you go into the tournament.
We're only getting better. We're only just getting started, Carlion, because we have a jam-packed, famous Auto and Quick Loop kickoff show for you. Live guest, of course, Frank Frangie joining us on the other side. A whole lot of analysis as we get you set for the Jaguars and the Bengals tonight at the Bank. 8:20 kickoff, which, of course, you can also catch the entire game right here on 92.5 FM and 1010 AM. Don't go anywhere. The famous Automotive and Quick Loop kickoff show brought to you by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade Fast Twitch rolls on right after this.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
Now is the perfect time to make sure that your roof hasn't been damaged after storm season. Schedule a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. And right now, get 15% off your roof replacement and repairs. Plus, flexible financing options are available. This offer expires December 31st and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Unleash automotive excellence at Osteen Volkswagen of Jacksonville. Osteen Volkswagen is not just about cars, it's 27 years of family-owned operation and community. Visit Osteen Volkswagen today on Phillips Highway and at osteenvw.com.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hello. Every great call comes to you on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Just pick up your telephone and dial.
Listen for great phone interviews all day on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
We'll talk on the phone.
On 1010XL.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. If you've ever wondered why some jewelry stores and department stores always have a sale going at 50 to 75% off, there's a good reason. Because most of the time, they're not real sales. The prices are marked up so they can sell the piece at a big discount and still make the profit they need. If you wanted to find a realistic sales event, the store wouldn't run a year-round sale and the discounts would be a little more realistic. For example, Underwoods puts all of our diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs on sale in December at 15% below the prices we sell at the rest of the year. So there's a genuine savings to the customer. We also take trade-ins, so it's the ideal time to buy for someone looking to grow their pendant or ear studs up to a larger size. Now at Underwoods, we don't run a lot of sales, but when we do, they're real and a good time to buy. So come see us at Underwoods, San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Looking for quality equipment and a name you can trust? Lepo Rents, Bobcat of Jacksonville is your premier construction equipment dealer and rental house. We have the right equipment for the job, offering the big and small tools needed for your next project. Lepo sells and rents track loaders, excavators, boom lifts, and much more. For your next project, remember Lepo Rents, your authorized Bobcat dealer in Jacksonville. Visit them online at leporents.com.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. If you found a $100 bill on the ground, you wouldn't walk past it, so don't pass up a chance at easy cash with MyBookie. MyBookie has the biggest online selections of odds and contests to fill all your sports betting needs, anytime, anywhere, so you can turn that sports knowledge into cash in your wallet. Bet on the NFL every week, college bowl games, and you will absolutely love betting on the bowl games or play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournaments. If you've been waiting for the right time to get in on the action, the holidays are here, and that time is now. Make your winning move today. Sign up at MyBookie, use promo code 1010XL, and claim your deposit match, redeemable up to $1,000. Again, that's promo code 1010XL to claim your bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your home. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie, and don't forget that promo code 1010XL. It's redeemable up to $1,000.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time home buyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time home buyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time homebuyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time homebuyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time homebuyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. Yes, 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Getting game day underway. Live from Tailgaters Parking, the famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. Presented by Clearwater Irrigation
and Gatorade Fast Twitch.
On 1010XL.
Casey's got the Skinner rockin', Carline.
Love it.
Because Monday Night Football coming back to Duval.
We're renaming it the Monday Night Special.
The Monday Night Special. I wonder if we're going to rename the Duval Donkey or what drink we will be making. Because, yes, folks, we are actually going to partake in brackish vodka at a, I guess, normal hour of the day.
Yeah,
a little bit later in the program. Matt Brookshire just stopped by. We will be making some sort of brackish concoction coming up at 4:40, but a whole lot to get to before then. And how appropriate, because a bit of breaking news when it comes to the Jaguars' injury situation. So without further ado, let's hit it, Casey.
The personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah present this injury update. Farah and Farah.
Jacksonville.
Exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So we did know coming into tonight's game that 4 players listed as questionable for the Jaguars. That included 2 tight ends in Luke Farrell and Brenton Strange, who suffered an injury in practice on Friday. It was a foot injury to Strange. Doug Peterson Saturday seemed like, there's a chance he could go, maybe not. Obviously, that kind of leaves that second and third tight end spot in limbo, and so the Jaguars have officially announced they have elevated tight end Josh Peterson to the active roster for tonight's game. So
0049.
Here we go. Actually, in like lighter news, I know there's those of you who are rolling your eyes right now that Doug's son has been elevated to the active roster for tonight's game. But the reality is, Hayes, he is an NFL tight end. He has played in the NFL before, and I'm excited because they do get the whole Peterson family over to games, and I know the grandma's here and the aunts and the uncles, and so I'm excited for him that he'll get to play in front of the whole family.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what role he has. It's a tough break for Brenton Strange because, obviously he just hasn't been used very much. It's not that they don't like him. They're still very happy with his progress, but it's a loaded room. Evan Ingram is obviously a star. Luke Farrell has played well, and so in looking at it, there just haven't been the opportunities for Brenton, and particularly being a second-round pick, but they're still really excited about him. So that's unfortunate if that injury is going to keep him out for any length of time. But yeah, Josh Peterson, obviously, he's got a chance. We'll see what kind of role he has tonight. But it's a great story. So if he's out there, hopefully he produces.
It didn't sound like it was a dramatic injury from what Doug said Saturday, and it's not like they placed him on IR, which the Cincinnati Bengals did for one of their star players, which we'll get to here in a second. So that's why I'm optimistic that maybe this is a week-to-week injury for Brenton Strange, who has come up very critical in the blocking game so far this season in his rookie year. Meanwhile, the 2 injuries that you probably really are concerned most about, Travis Etienne, Tyson Campbell, both listed as questionable for this game tonight. Travis Etienne told me Thursday, Hayes, he thinks he's playing. Obviously, he had a couple extra days to get ready for tonight's game, a whole day today. Yes, no, when it comes to those 2 players today.
I think they're both active. I think with Etienne, this is a game in which if you need to ride him a little bit, you do it. I think Cleveland could be one in which you look at slowing him down a little bit and taking some of his workload off. Dearness Johnson will obviously be really fired up for that game. So just in sort of peeking ahead, with it being a short week against the Browns, I think that could be where you see Etienne get a little bit of a load management game. But for the most part, I think he's going to be active tonight. And I think Tyson Campbell's going to be active, which is gigantic because of, obviously, if Cincinnati's going to come in here and win tonight, you got to think Jamar Chase is scoring a couple times with probably 140 yards, and T. Higgins is probably giving them 85 in a score, and maybe Boyd or tight end does something, but Tyson Campbell absolutely. And again, this is another one where you look at next week, short week. Will you need Tyson Campbell against Cleveland? You might not, so you can probably roll the dice a little bit. Can he make it through this game, and then maybe, if need be, you limit him a little bit against the Browns?
It sure sounded like both those guys, dating back to college, felt like they had something to prove playing tonight. Obviously, part of it is the last time these two teams faced, I think it goes without saying, a certain plane drama with the former head coach, but also it resulted in a loss. The Jaguars blew a 3-score lead. And so Travis Etienne, when I spoke with him Thursday, talked about that, but he also talked about, yes, having lost to Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and LSU, and of course his former teammate in T. Higgins, and I think Tyson Campbell kind of feeling the same. So I'll be curious to see if those two players give it a go. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they did place cornerback Cam Taylor-Britt, who suffered an ankle injury in practice last week, on IR. That's a huge blow to this Bengals secondary.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is a defense that's really struggling. They're last in yards per play allowed in the league, so this is a defense that can't afford any attrition, and that's a big loss for them.
Absolutely. And the Bengals also signed A.J. McCarron from the practice squad to the active roster, so further depth at that quarterback position if the Jaguars are to get to Jake Browning tonight. What does Frank Frangie think of all this? Let us ask the voice of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
I hit all that breaking news, Frank, and I didn't even hit the biggest breaking news of the day, which is the end zones are painted black. Yes, you heard that right, folks. Frank Frangie joins us now on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline. Of all the headlines I just ran through that you so kindly listened to, what gets your attention the most, sir?
Well, certainly the black end zones. No, it's a blackout tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the tight end position. Hello to you, and Hayes. Good afternoon, by the way. And yes, I think the tight end thing's of significance. Mia, because they play a lot of 3 tight end sets. They dress 3 tight ends. It's typically Evan Ingram, Bretton Strange, and Luke Farrell. And one of their chief running sets that they also run a lot of play action out of is a 3 tight end set. They line them all up on the same side. They have 2 on the line and 1 off the line. And that is a standard formation for Doug Peterson. At least it has been this year. So I wouldn't expect Josh Peterson to dress and not play. I don't think that's an emergency call-up. I think that's a call-up, and he's going to, unless they change what their game plan has been. Again, if you look back, I would say probably 7-8 times a game they use that 3 tight end set and run out of it. They run out of it a lot. They play action out of it. So I would guess that Josh Peterson is going to play some of the game. I don't think this is an emergency call-up, and then you play him if somebody gets hurt. So that'll be interesting to me to see how they play this.
Frank, what are your expectations for Etienne and Tyson Campbell?
Yeah, I think they're both going to play. I think there'll be some small tweaks I think you'll see. Hayes, I think Dearness Johnson has been the kick returner. Don't be surprised to see Parker Washington do both punt and kick today. So maybe Dearness is a little fresher. If you're not sure how much you're going to have Travis Etienne, that wouldn't shock me if they go that direction. But other than that, I think it's business as usual. I think Etienne's going to play. I think you might see a few more carries for Dearness Johnson. Dearness Johnson has been a pretty good running back. Look, he's carried it 26 times. It's not like they're afraid to give him the ball. So I think you're going to see some of Dearness Johnson. You're going to see some Tank Bigsby. But I'm guessing Travis Etienne's going to play and start the game. Tyson Campbell's going to play. I think Tyson Campbell is up. I think he probably could have played last week. I think that was precautionary. I'd be very surprised if you don't see him tonight.
Frank Frangie joining us on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline as he does each and every Sunday, but now on a special Monday night edition of the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. Although we are upset with you, Frank. We really wanted you here to drink the Duval Donkey.
That's the thing. Listen, it's my loss, okay? I had brackish on the mind the whole day today, so next time for sure. I hear you.
Yeah, the YouTube audience is demanding your presence for Sunday Night Football in a few weeks, so we'll see if we can make that happen. Hey, for me, the biggest thing I think when it comes down to chances for the Bengals to make this a ball game is the trenches. And that offensive line for Cincinnati is something they've invested so much in over the years, and yet even with all the dollars and cents they've invested, it just really hasn't had the return on investment. So you tell me, Frank, that defensive and offensive line for Cincinnati, which scares you more?
Yeah, more than anything. Listen, number one, the Jags have drawn some good defensive fronts. We've talked about that the whole time. I think they've drawn another one, so I'd be more concerned with the defensive front. DJ Reader's a guy that's been in the league a long time. He played all those years in Houston, so the Jags know DJ Reader. Big physical two-gap guy. DJ Hill's been a good player for him. And look, I don't know that Trey Henderson's a great player, but he's having a great year. He's had 10.5 sacks already. He's one of those play-hard guys, Mia. He's trying. He grinds. He probably doesn't have the burst in athleticism that the T.J. Watts and Von Millers have. Doesn't have the length maybe. But, man, he gets after it. He probably plays as hard as any defensive end or outside rusher or edge guy in the league. And, again, for that reason, he's got 10.5 sacks. So the offensive line's okay. The reality is the offense is going to be in trouble without Joe Burrow, whether they're playing Jacksonville, whether they're playing somebody else. In a quarterback-centric league, the Bengals are as quarterback-centric as anybody in that league. They go as Joe Burrow goes, and they don't have to. So they're going to have a tough time on offense. But defensively, I think that defensive front isn't bad. And keep an eye on 91 Trey Henderson. He's having a terrific year.
Frank, how do you think Doug Peterson will try and get Trevor Lawrence going early in this game and continue his strong play?
Yeah, I think the way you've been seeing it, I think they're going to attack vertically more, Hayes. I think that happened 2 or 3 games ago where they just started going down the field a little bit more. The offense had a tendency to be a little bit horizontal. Now, look, I think this offense is always going to have some of those elements in it, but I think they're trying to go down the field a little bit more. I think Zay Flowers, listen to me. I think Zay Jones' presence is going to affect that a little bit. I think when Zay is on the field, that I think they're a more complete receiving core, and I think they're going to go down the field more than they have been. I think that's the big thing. I think somewhere along the line, look, you self-scout, right? And you call plays and you build a game plan and you play the game, and then you go back and look, how do we do? Well, coaches do that too. Coaches don't just evaluate players in film study when they do their own film study. They look at their play calling. And I think not being vertical enough is one thing they probably looked at and said we need to do a little bit more. And they do it early in the game. So I would think you're going to see the ball down the field, particularly early in this game. I really do.
Frank, why has Calvin Ridley had such success over the last 2 weeks?
I think a big part of that is Zay Jones, Mia. I think, number one, Calvin's a good player. He had some good games early on, then he faded a little bit. Zay Jones being out there changes the Jaguars for 2 reasons. Number one, he's another vertical threat. If you have 2 legit vertical threats in the game together, you can't cover them both. And I think both he and Calvin Ridley are that. But I think there's more to it than that. He's the guy that makes sure everybody gets lined up correctly. He's the guy that makes sure everybody has the proper spacing. He's the guy that when you break a huddle, if anybody's uncertain of what to do, if it's a read route, you got to read as it's going on. He's one of the best I've ever seen at that. For whatever reason, everybody's calm. I think Trevor's calmer when he's in the game. I think Trevor knows number 7's there, and he calms everybody down. I think everybody's more calm when Zay Jones is in the game. I really believe that. I think everybody's more calm when Zay Jones is in the game. And I think it also gives you a second vertical threat. I think Calvin Ridley's always going to be a much better player with Zay on the other side. And I wasn't surprised, honestly, Mia, that he struggled a little bit with Zay out, and I wasn't surprised that he's playing better or more active or more productive with Zay back. I'm really not.
Frank, it's been so long since our city has had this Monday Night Football opportunity. What do you think the crowd, the environment's going to be like tonight?
Let me ask you, let me put that right back on you. What do you feel down there? You guys do this pregame show all the time. Now, look, I know the gates haven't opened yet, but you're around it. You see the parking lots. You guys were driving. You got a feel for it.
Yeah,
when I'm around town, it's encouraging. And Hayes, when I was around town today, just knocking around, everybody's talking about the game. I went to lunch at Bono's with some friends, and the place was packed, and they're wearing Jaguar gear, and they're all talking about the game. And then I ran a few errands where I bumped into more people. I think there's a buzz, man. I mean, it's been 2011. I mean, think about that for a second. And everyone's talking about it. And then the way everything kind of falls into place, the Chiefs losing. I mean, think about this. The Jags control their destiny. If the Jags win all their games, they never play a playoff game away from Jacksonville, and they go to Vegas. Think about that. I mean, and it's December. I mean, everybody controls their destiny on Labor Day, right? But they control their destiny 2 weeks from Christmas. I think it's exciting. I think that place is going to be electric tonight. The blackouts and the black end zones and everyone wearing black and the all-black uniforms and the lights and Monday Night Football and Buck and Aikman. I'm telling you, bro, I think I'm making myself excited talking about it. I think it's going to be that kind of night. I really do.
Well, this will make you excited, Frank. It looks like the gates at the slab opened at 3 p.m., and so the Bold City Brigade already has the flags flying. I can see some sort of food truck, I think, and the parking lot already starting to fill up from my vantage point. So while tailgaters and the Jaguar lots don't open till 4, it does look like we already have boots on the ground. among the Duval faithful. So obviously they're going to start filing in.
Team Cap over there has got it going on. You know they do. And I saw Cap on Twitter today. He's all excited. So, no, I really do. I think it's going to feel like that. Look, it's supposed to feel like that. You could sense it. You could sense all of this mid-season last year. That's when the buzz started, Mia. It started mid-season last year when the Jags started winning and they started coming from behind and people started paying attention. And then they beat the Titans. Then they go to the playoffs, and then they come back against the Chargers. And you know the rest of the story. That's when it started. There was a little blip when this season began, but you knew they had a good team. Think about this now. And I know we've talked about it. The only team that's beaten these guys since September are the 49ers, who I think clearly are the best team in the league. So the team that I think is very clearly the best team in the National Football League is the only team that's beaten this group since September. That's how good the Jaguars are, and I think everybody knows that.
All right, Frank, before we say farewell and say hello to you in a couple of hours back in the press box, your X factors both on the Jaguars and the Bengals side of the ball, please.
Yeah, I will start with the Jaguars more than anything else because I think the Jaguars are going to play a very complete game, but I think they're going to make life just absolutely miserable for the Bengals. Let me give you a guy I haven't given you before. Let me give you Trayvon Walker. All right, I think everyone knows about Josh, and Josh is having the big year, 12 sacks. I think Trayvon Walker is coming on a little bit, Mia. I really do. I think he's starting to play better. I think he's starting to be more of a factor. I'd keep an eye on Trayvon Walker. If there's one guy, that's who it would be. If the Bengals are going to be in the game, it's going to be because Trey Hendrickson had to be. He's the one. Logan Wilson, the middle linebacker, has been a good player for them, better than people realize. He's been a tough physical player. He makes me nervous a little bit because he's the guy that's had a lot of those hip drop tackles that everyone's talking about now, but he's a good player. But Trey Hendrickson's got to play. If the Bengals are going to be in the game, Mia, that's going to mean that they had to find a way to block Trey Hendrickson. I think the Jags are going to win the game. I think the Jags have the better of the two teams. But I think Trey Hendrickson's a factor if the Bengals win. But I'd keep an eye on his opposite number, Trayvon Walker for Jackson.
Man, we even got a score prediction out
of
Frangie.
Who
would have thought? Frangie, thank you so much, Mr. Frank Frangie, for joining us on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline and, of course, the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. We will see you tonight, brother man.
All right, man. Hey, take care.
Absolutely. Frank Frangie, Tony Baselli, the Hall of Famer, Jeff Lageman, Bucky Brooks on the call, 8:20 tonight, kickoff from the bank, which, of course, you can catch live on 1010 AM 92.5 FM. Not only has our next guest already arrived on site here at Tailgaters Parking, Hayes Carlyon, you guys are awesome on the text line right now. 641-1010 is the number to reach us at, just like all your daily, weekly programming. Look at this sucker.
Oh, that's glorious.
The Jaggin' Wagon is making its way to the bank,
Cincinnati
to Tailgaters
has a
Parking.
problem tonight.
Just seeing that, I don't think I've ever seen this wagon, this like bus before.
I have not.
I've never seen that around town. If you can bring it to Tailgaters legally, please do so. I want to take a picture with it. Also got a really great text earlier in the week too. Earlier today, I should say. I want to make sure we read this one correctly. This is from Charles, yes, who says he had the coolest cab driver today. He's originally from Jordan, going to the game, has the Light Show app, already dressed in black for the blackout since this morning. He knew the 90s roster better than me. He gave my mom and I a nice big Duval at drop-off, so I tipped him a tenner. Thank you for that, Charles. Thank you to nameless cab driver, who we would love to know his name because we love that Duval spirit.
Absolutely.
Here in Jacksonville. All right, here we go. A whole lot more to get to on the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show, brought to you, of course, by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade Fast Twitch. Keys to the game behind enemy lines. Where will we go to next? Stay tuned to find out. You are listening to 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
First of all, congratulations on the show.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
How do you like being in a real studio?
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey for Tire Outlet. Are you tired of overpaying for tires? Well, cruise into Tire Outlet for the best selection, best quality, and best prices on the tires you need to keep you and your family safe on the road. With over 40 years of experience and 15 locations across Florida, Tire Outlet is the brand you can trust to perform great service at a great price. Our expert technicians are ready to do the maintenance and repairs to keep your vehicle performing its best. Tire Outlet. Wholesale prices, premium service.
Tire Outlet.
Introducing Fast Twitch, a new energy drink from Gatorade. Developed with 200 milligrams of caffeine to help athletes focus the mind and power the body for athletic performance. Great flavors like strawberry watermelon, glacier freeze, cool blue, and tropical mango. All designed to ignite athletic performance. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Fast Twitch, official partner of the NFL and used by the pros. On-the-go energy from Gatorade.
Something happens when you begin to believe. What seems way off in the distance gets closer.
You focus on what needs to get done, and you'll let nothing get in your way.
Next year becomes this year, and maybe next time becomes now. A whole city will rally behind you and begin to believe too.
Because when you believe, the unbelievable can happen. We believe in justice for everyone, and we believe we're the attorneys to help people get it. Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars. Jacksonville.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
It's easy to get caught up in the holiday scramble, but as we near the end of the year, let's focus on what makes America great, our faith and freedom. Hello, it's Congressman Aaron Bean, and this year I've been busy delivering results for you, from helping with passports and the VA to recovering thousands of dollars in owed benefits from the IRS and Social Security. My team has worked hard to take care of constituents in Northeast Florida. Serving you is what we do. Visit bean.house.gov. This is Congressman Aaron Bean wishing you a blessed holiday season. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hey gang, Prosser here for Chad and Sandy. When it comes time to sell your home, those are the names you need to remember. Maybe you think you have a problem related to selling your home. Well, I can give you a promise. New for 2023, your home sold, guaranteed, or they will buy it at chadandsandy.com. I've got plenty of proof of the successes to tell you about. Maybe you need more space for your office or growing family. Well, Chad and Sandy are the only real estate experts I trust and recommend with the sale of your home. Okay, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price at a deadline, or they will buy it. Jordan and Victoria live on the north side. They say, we wanted to move to a more family-friendly home with land and be close to our parents. We were ready to move, but anxious the market would move slow. Not for Chad and Sandy. Our home sold in 5 days for full asking price. Call the only agents we trust and guarantee. Call 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's ChadAndSandy.com.
Just like those little holiday snow globes, you better get ready to shake up the season because Toyotathon is on at Arlington Toyota. Right now at Arlington, get financing as low as 2.99% on 10 new Toyota models. And Arlington has more than 500 new Toyotas available, plus every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty. Toyotathon is on at Arlington. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online 24/7 at arlingtontoyota.com.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class, we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller for heating and air 'cause we really care. Bueller Air, stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Starting your game day.
The famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. Presented by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade Fast Twitch. Live from Tailgaters Parking on 1010XL. Now let's go behind enemy lines. Behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
And for the first time this season, and at least I think in our tenure, Hayes Carline, of doing the famous Automotive Quick Lube Kickoff Show, we have our Behind Enemy Lines guest in person. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, Marshall Krampsky, WCPO TV. I got the call letters right.
Nailed it.
Messed it up a few weeks ago. How are you doing, my good brother and friend of Central Jersey?
I am so great, especially knowing I'm the guinea pig for you guys. So when I fail miserably, I'll know that no more live guests in person.
Hey, you know what? You schlepped over here from the stadium in a full suit. I mean, what more could we ask for?
We can't thank you enough.
No, this is awesome. Anything for you guys. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So let's begin with the obvious, which is Joe Burrow's injury. We know that changes the complexity of this offense. Jake Browning, though, is a guy that I know, talking to guys in the Jaguars locker room, I even was talking to a couple people on staff, and they were like, we can't overlook this guy. You saw him last week in his first full game as a starter in the NFL. What did you see?
I saw a guy who hasn't started an NFL game before, and I think that was a lot of what went into that. And Jake even spoke about that this week, that the truth is somewhere in the middle. He did some things that wasn't what he was hoping for. He was hoping for better, but a lot to build on. Now, he went against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. That's elite, but he's going to have to do that again this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. He made a really great point, I think, though, earlier this week is, this is what, week 12?
Yes, or week 13.
Week 13. Week 13, game 12, because of the buys. Jake Browning, he said, this is only week 2 for me. Think about how many quarterbacks, including Joe Burrow, who did not look good in week 2 or their first week of the season. It takes them time. He goes, so for me, this is really like week 2. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get to that high point, into that plateau. So the question is, what can he do? There were a lot of preseason snaps with the preseason. Well, how do you even compare that to now?
Right.
Yeah, so.
What kind of skill set does he have? Is he cerebral? Is he big arm? Is he accurate? Like, how would you describe Browning as a player?
I think he's above average game manager who can make a throw. He's got a really good football sense. He has a high football IQ. He knows what a quarterback should be doing, and he learns very quickly. He's not a guy who's going to go out there and drop a Josh Allen kind of pass. He's not a guy who's going to go out there and beat you with Lamar Jackson speed. But he's a guy who can move around the pocket. He can make a play, and learning from his mistakes early in that first NFL start, make the right decisions. If he can make right decisions, this Bengals, I wouldn't count the Bengals out just yet.
Now, the other side of that, too, Marshall, as we talk about this Bengals offense, is the lack of production in the run game.
Yeah.
It's surprising when you hear Joe Mixon is their lead tailback, and he had 16 yards on 8 carries last week. Was that a nature of them playing from behind, or is this run game just been that god-awful?
It's been the decision to not use the run game. Is that god-awful? That's been, a knock on head coach Zach Taylor and offensive coordinator Brian Callahan for a few years now. It's, you went out, you paid Joe Mixon. He did take a trim this year, but you have these running backs, and why wouldn't you try and run the ball more? And if you look at their attempts, they're low in the league every year, and you have good running backs. It doesn't make sense. They don't run the football.
And why does this sound like the early weeks of this year's Jaguars season? This sounds familiar. One of these things is like the other, Hayes Carline.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Jamar Chase is obviously such an explosive receiver. What's he like to cover?
Defensively?
Well, just what's he like to cover?
As a person.
Document his journey.
He is a gem.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is first of all, awesome guy.
Yeah.
Really a nice guy. So funny because he says things in such a way like only Jamar can say them. And, I mean, like, there's the quote that blew up that I'm always open.
Right.
And that's not him trying to start things. That's just Jamar, like, answering questions. The other thing, I don't think this is evident enough. His football IQ is scary. It is, like, probably apart from Joe Burrow, the highest football IQ I've ever covered. He can recall plays like that. He could talk about what you should be doing, what defenses are giving, like any NFL wide receiver could, but to the next level. And when you talk to him, it's a little bit jarring how great he is. Jamar is awesome to cover. He's funny. He says it how it is, and he isn't afraid to say whatever's on his mind.
You can follow Marshall on Twitter, X, whatever you're calling it these days, at Marshall Kramsky. That's Kramsky, again, of WCPO out in Cincinnati, joining us live here at Tailgaters Parking. Marshall, let's flip it on over to the defense.
Yeah.
No Cam Taylor-Britt, placed on injured reserve. How much of a blow is that?
That's as big of a blow defensively, I think, besides Trey Hendrickson as there could be. Cam Taylor-Britt, potential Pro Bowler for the Bengals, and they've been looking for that shutdown corner. That corner can consistently turn the ball over, and that's Cam Taylor-Britt. Losing him is, I'd say, the second biggest loss they could have on defense, but behind only Trey Hendrickson. Maybe you throw DJ Reader up there as well because he's such a run stopper, but when Cam Taylor-Britt, the news started coming out that, he might not play, and now he's on the IR, that's really, really bad for the Bengals.
What would be the challenge for Cincinnati in defending tight end Evan Ingram tonight?
That's a good question. I think it's going to be the linebackers really stepping up. And one of the things that this Bengals team does as a whole, it's their mentality. It's yards don't equal points. They say it over and over. They don't care if they give up 700 yards tonight. They're going to stop. Their mentality is stop them for a field goal and every opportunity try to punch that ball out.
Bend, don't break.
Bend, don't break. That's Lou Anarumo's mentality. He's been getting a lot of buzz and maybe a head coaching candidate again this year. And his thing is bend, don't break. Yards don't equal points. So when it comes to a guy like Evan Ingram, they might let him catch the football. But Jermaine Pratt specifically at linebacker, watch his hands fly. Every time you see that guy make a tackle, it's never a clean wrap-up. He's trying to punch that football every time. So that's what the Bengals, I think, are going to try to do, is try and force turnovers like they always do. And as Evan Ingram, trying to get him to fumble will be a big part of that.
Man, Hayes, if you combine everything Marshall's just said with, from what I've been told and what I've seen, a pretty good run defense for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, these two teams, if Joe Burrow was playing, there's a lot more similarities than people realize.
Total. I remember I texted you last year in the playoffs, and I said, wow, you think you're coming to Cincinnati? Because when I got this schedule at the beginning of this year, this was the game I was looking forward to the most. It was different. It was obviously the Jaguars have made these huge strides. They're now fighting for the 1 seed in the AFC. And the Bengals, they were doing what they did last year. They went on that they were winning those games again. It was going to be, I was so excited. I'm so excited for this game. I think it could be a little friskier than people think. And, they are a very similar team. I'm interested, and I'm going to ask you about this later, Mia, when I interview you on WCPO, about Travis Etienne and what his status is, because that's a big, what the Bengals, I think, are going to be really trying to completely shut down that run game.
Yeah, from what we've been told, it sounds like he's going to be playing.
Yeah.
At least from what he told us Thursday, from what we've heard. So, obviously, that'll be a factor because, how good is this Bengals run defense comparatively to seasons past?
Not as good as season past. Good.
Okay.
Still good, still above average, but they were pretty great the last couple years. And I think a lot of that goes into, believe it or not, even on the run defenses, losing in the secondary. They lost both their safeties from last year from the AFC Championship run and then the Super Bowl run between Von Bell and Jesse Bates, who are now like two of the top safeties in interceptions in the league. So that's a lot that goes into it. They are still very, very, very good, though. Lou Anarumo will put his linebackers, Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt, up with any linebackers in the NFL, which is huge. And DJ Reader is a great run stopper, doesn't get enough credit.
Absolutely.
Will Cincinnati try and get the ball out of Browning's hand by design quickly to combat Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker, or are they comfortable feeling like they can block those two?
I think we're going to really have to wait and see how it plays out, because I could see that going either way. I think they're going to be excited that T. Higgins is back. So however they try to use him, I think, is what's going to delegate that. A lot of Cincinnati's offense is based on what the defense gives them, and that's been a very big thing with head coach Zach Taylor, is they'll go in with, we think we're going to probably try to move the ball quickly or we'll wait in the pocket. But they are one of the better teams, I think one of the better that they don't get enough credit for, is adjusting to what the defense is giving them, as long as that isn't the run game. As long as it's just passing the football.
As long as it's not, hey, go ahead and try to run the ball, because you're going to struggle at that.
Exactly.
Marshall, I know you're a fan of Vegas. My friends at MyBookie, the line has only shifted even more so in favor of the hometown team. The Jaguars 10-point favorites over the Bengals tonight. As we send you back to the stadium, a score prediction, sir, and do you think the Big Cats, as in the Jacksonville variety, can cover that spread?
Man, I think it's going to be closer. I think it's going to be the Jaguars win, but Bengals cover. I think it's going to be a touchdown game. I don't know. What's the over-under set at right now?
The total, let me pull up the total for you, but it's a total of 40. Low-scoring affair.
Oh, yeah.
But by the standard of these two teams.
But I will tell you right now, a low-scoring affair is what the Bengals want. So if I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm saying get as many points on the board because they're not going to beat the Jaguars in a shootout. They can beat them in an ugly, low-scoring, what we saw against Pittsburgh last week. Although Pittsburgh won, that's something that the Bengals could have won that game.
Yeah, real quick, Marshall, why did the Bengals lose that game last week?
I think it was a little bit of Jake Browning's first NFL start, and I think you run the ball 8 times for 16 yards against Mike Tomlin's defense. I mean, I don't know how any team would ever win that game. So that's what it came down to. I think the inability to run the ball. The defense played great. I take that back. The defense played really well, not giving a lot of points up. The offense, Mike Tomlin's offense, they couldn't find the end zone, but that's another story for another day.
They got over 400 yards though.
Yeah,
somehow, some way against that offense or that defense. Excuse me, the Bengals.
But bend don't break. Yards don't equal points. That's literally their mentality. If you look back at all the Bengals wins, they're maybe giving up 17 points on 500 yards. It's crazy, but I can't say it's worked at 5 and 6, but it's their mentality.
Well, you've set the bar pretty high for in-person guests behind enemy lines, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors, my friend. I did tell you, too, we would see some Bengals fans here at Tailgaters, and I'm seeing a couple here. There's a couple walking around. So.
I think it's the first ones here, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I saw a couple as I made my way around the stadium, but hey.
No, the first fans I saw hanging out here were Bengals fans.
Before the Jaguars
I'm just
fans.
saying.
They got here bright and early. It's 3:56. The gates officially open at 4. So, that's something to monitor for sure.
Exactly.
Appreciate you, brother. We will see you in the stadium.
Of course. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Marshall Kramsky. Again, you can find him on X, Twitter, whatever you're calling it these days, at Marshall Kramsky, WCPO in Cincinnati. And, of course, you can follow him on X and a whole lot more to come here on the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show, brought to you by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade Fast Twitch.
Now is the perfect time to make sure that your roof hasn't been damaged after storm season. Schedule a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. And right now, get 15% off your roof replacement and repairs. Plus, flexible financing options are available. This offer expires December 31st and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Brackish Vodka, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is the smoothest local vodka you can find. Made right here in Jacksonville, Florida, 100% from corn, Brackish Vodka is the local gluten-free choice. Brackish Vodka, for those that live life slightly salty, a proud partner of the Jaguars. Come out to the Stout Snug for daily happy hours and Brackish Bloody Marys on Saturdays and Sundays until 3 p.m.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their physicians. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
Looking for quality equipment and a name you can trust? Lepo Rents, Bobcat of Jacksonville, is your premier construction equipment dealer and rental house. We have the right equipment for the job, offering the big and small tools needed for your next project. Lepo sells and rents track loaders, excavators, boom lifts, and much more. For your next project, remember Lepo Rents, your authorized Bobcat dealer in Jacksonville. Visit them online at leporents.com.
It's the most intense friendly rivalry in all of sport. Army, Navy.
What's at stake is the Commander-in-Chief's trophy.
Listen for Army-Navy moments.
Brought to you by Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters on 1010XL.
Hello, Jacksonville. I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game and events have been a Jacksonville staple for more than 76 years. But we are more than just a game. We support more than 4,500 local youth annually through Gator Bowl Charities initiatives. This community impact and the football game are made possible by a membership of more than 250 corporate, Green Jacket, and junior members. Gator Bowl Sports is a perfect way for local companies and people to get involved and give back to our community. I'd love to meet you and talk to you about how you can join our team. Call me at 798-1700.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner and guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com/shadows. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy. And do it today.
Hunting season is here, so lock and load on that new rifle or shotgun at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Tons of great options with the best prices and no waiting this side of the ditch. Arm yourself with the best at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM. Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL. Home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Getting game day underway. Live from Tailgaters Parking, the famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. Presented by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade Fast Twitch on 1010XL. Now, the keys to the game. Brought to you by Instant Keys, fast, professional, honest locksmith service.
Our thanks to Marshall Kramsky for joining us behind enemy lines. And now we take a look at our keys to the game as the one, the only E to the T. Looks like he may be joining us for this. Why not throw
Get
him
in
on?
here.
Get on in here, E.T. Help us out as we do our keys to the game, brought to you, of course, by our good friends at Instant Keys. E.T., how about you kick us off here, brother man? What is your biggest key to the game for the Jaguars on this fine Monday evening?
Start fast. Trevor, do your thing, man. Be the leader that you are. Put Jacksonville on the map tonight. You are our leader. Everybody talk about Trevor's not him. He's not that. He's exactly what we want him to be. Trevor, do your thing out there, man. Take control. Be that man who we know who you are, man. Represent Duval. The way we know you know how.
Absolutely. And I know you've been our boots on the ground so far, and since Marshall noted he thinks as the gates open here at Tailgaters Parking, the first fans...
I see you with that Bengals shirt on. It's ugly.
First fans here, he thinks we're Bengals fans. What are you seeing boots on the ground around the bank right now?
People are getting, the Jags fans, they're getting here early because they know it's going to be crazy. I was playing catch with a family out there, just riding through. I see a lot of Jags fans out here, man. Jags, they know what time it is. Monday night, we haven't had this since 2011.
What does this mean to you?
Oh, I've never been to a Monday night football game in Jacksonville. I've been a Jaguars fan since, I don't know. This means a lot to me. Getting to talk about the Jags every day, just getting to see how people, they're happy about our team. Like, we got a team, man. We're good, man. It's exciting. So it means a lot to me that people could come up to me and they want to talk about our Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, let those folks know that are listening as they're driving here to the bank where they can find you, not only here at Everbank Stadium on this fine evening, but also on social, since I know that's where a lot of the followers are coming.
Man, Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 on the drill. Just following the leads of my big homie, my big dog, Mia O'Brien. Just follow me on Instagram at E to the T, Twitter at I am E to the T, and on 1010XL's social pages, man. I'm blessed. I ain't gonna lie. I'm blessed to
I'm E.T.'s friend. I follow him.
And remind the folks at home too, E.T., you had a special video you dropped on our social channels today that I think folks are going to want to go look up on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter.
Absolutely. You don't want to miss it. You want to be a part of the light show. The Jaguars put something special together. Make sure you go download that Jaguars app so you could be a part of the show. There's a tutorial that we posted on our socials so you don't get left out. It's going to be a bomb behind show. Make sure you're a part of it.
Who's going to be the MVP tonight for the Jaguars? Give me an offense and a defense.
Offensive MVP, like I said, I led with him, and I'm going to say it again, Trevor Lawrence. Defensive MVP, we already know, big 41, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's having an amazing year. It's not just because it's a contract year. He knew he hears what people are saying. He knows. And it just so happened that My boy put on his pants and he got to it, man. Josh Allen, defensive MVP. Come on, somebody.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we're excited to see you boots on the ground, my brother.
Boots on the ground.
Throughout the duration of tonight's game and, of course, every Jaguars home game as well. So we'll be following on E to the ET and, of course, on 1010XL Jacks as well.
Mia, Hayes, I want to be just like y'all. Keep it up.
It's great to see you.
Keep it up.
We appreciate you, brother, man.
Yeah.
And, hey, you brought up a really good point as far as a key to the game, Hayes Carlyon. ET noted starting fast. I think that's going to be critical for this Jags team because, like Marshall said, too, this Bengals team does not want to play a shootout.
It's an excellent point because it's something the Jaguars have done a magnificent job of doing all season, that surge in the first half. It's usually late first quarter, second quarter. They get out to the double-digit lead. If they do that tonight, it is a death sentence for Cincinnati. They are not built with a backup quarterback to come into this building and this environment and dig themselves out of a double-digit hole. So if the Jaguars can surge early, they're going to be able to protect it and get the important victory.
At the same time, Hayes, do you think that the Bengals are going to say, hey, we don't care if we have Jake Browning, we're playing with house money, throw it down there, Jamar and T. Higgins are down there somewhere? Because that's the only concern I have. We know Tyson Campbell, a lot of people expect him to be up, maybe could have played last week. He is questionable for tonight's game. Buster Brown has looked good in spot duty, filling in for Tyson Campbell. Do you think Zach Taylor and company test him and Darius Williams early?
I think it's their only path to victory is to hope Jamar Chase has an electrifying night. Maybe you get a couple PIs, that gives you an additional 65 yards and penalties. That's the kind of situation Cincinnati's going to need tonight, I think, to overtake the Jaguars. So, again, in looking at it,
hey, is that my boy Ricky?
Oh, my goodness, folks. Graham,
here we go.
Hey,
we may have to move the iPad so you guys can see this. We just had
Hey, that's my dog Ricky. I'll be right back.
Okay, the Jag and Wagon just pulled up. I think this is a key to victory, Hayes Carlyon.
Cincinnati might as well just go home.
Yeah.
Just go home.
As we're trying to come up with keys to the game here, I mean, the vibes are certainly
here's my
one.
key. Cincinnati, go home.
Thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed this nice warm weather. ET is now getting on the Jag and Wagon. This video is being documented, folks, so it will be on our social channels. This is why you come to Growler's Bar and Grill, Tailgaters Parking, and this is why you live in Duval and you root for the Jaguars. On the defensive side of the ball, though, Hayes,
you gotta love it.
For me, I think a big key will be to get to Jake Browning. We keep talking about, making his second career start. Yes, he saw T.J. Watt last week. Can Josh Allen match, if not, take that performance to another level? But the Jags are going to have to hold up their end of the bargain as well in the pass rush.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think they're going to get after Browning. I think a key for Cincinnati is how much exposure do they want to give him. He is a very inexperienced player. I don't think he's physically a tremendous athlete. So, again, you would think the plan is going to be very quick game passing. Don't allow this crowd to come to life even more with a Josh Allen strip sack or Trayvon Walker doing something or blitz gets home. And so I think Zach Taylor's got to be very mindful of keeping Browning as comfortable as he can keep him. And I think that's going to be a challenge, particularly against Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. I think the way they're playing, it's going to be difficult for Cincinnati to keep them at bay for 70 snaps tonight.
Here's one for you. Does Devon Hamilton play tonight?
I don't think so. And look, at this point, with it being, getting the explosiveness back in Devon, I don't need to see Devon Hamilton until we get to New Year's. I mean, he's going to be so vital for the Lombardi pursuit that, to me, you got a nice lead in the division. You feel like you're going to win all the tiebreakers. Give him the time, because if he can get right, then, he could really be the difference in advancing in the tournament. That interior pocket collapsing, that pressure that can be established inside, if they could find that in Devon Hamilton, it would make life so much easier for Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker. So you're in an enviable position. Yes, you're battling for home field, and I'm not trying to say don't play somebody, but I think in this matchup, next week against Cleveland, I don't think you're going to need Devon Hamilton. So I would much rather see him get another couple of weeks to really get into form, because I think with the training camp he showed, he can be an explosive player for this defense. What do you think?
I think why force the issue when Angelo Blackson has 3 fumble recoveries.
Yeah, sure
and wherever the ball is, there is Angelo. I still think that Trent Baalke's masterclass of a decision-making process is the fact that he signed Corey Peters the day before the 2022 season began, Angelo Blackson before the 2023 season began, and he has gotten production and vital production at that out of both those players at the nose tackle position. So, and Jeremiah Ledbetter has also come around over the last few weeks after a stellar preseason. Didn't see a lot of him in the first few weeks. He appears to have a couple flashes every single game over the last few weeks, and so that's where I think you've bought yourself enough of a cushion on the field, in addition to in the playoff race, that you don't have to rush Devon Hamilton back. Those are our keys to the game, brought to you by Instant Keys. It is time to see what Foye Oluokun's keys to victory are. We're going to head inside the Jaguars locker room. A disclaimer, we did do this interview, Hayes, prior to Kentucky getting beat on the basketball hardwood by UNC Wilmington on Saturday. We are pleased to be joined with Jaguars linebacker, as well as 1010XL's college basketball analyst, Foye Oluokun. Foye, we are recording this on Thursday. This will be airing on Monday. A lot of basketball still to play this weekend, i.e. UConn going to Kansas. 2 teams I think could be the number 1 teams in the land. What do you have to say about the college basketball slate 1 month into the season?
SEC dropped the ball a little bit this SEC-ACC challenge, but, Duke did lose, so that was the best ACC team. Texas A&M beat them. They got to be a little bit more consistent. Kentucky's top 5 easily. They got the best players. Guard play in the nation. Look a little bit like Houston with a little bit better shooting last year. As soon as the big comes back, it's about to be a wrap. Kansas, they're big. They play good basketball together. They don't have the exact talent, so we'll see come March exactly how Kentucky's clicking over Kansas. UConn, of course, that does look like a number 1 team. They're very good. Did not watch a lot of Big Ten teams yet, but I'm sure they'll find their way. Michigan State, how they do?
Michigan State, they lost to Arizona.
Yeah. Arizona looks good. Arizona looks real good. Yep. So college basketball, exciting start. Excited to keep watching. Kentucky number 1.
I know you just really love when you go home from work. Like, that's the first thing you flip on. Like, how nice is it to have that release? Like, and it just for you, why has that always been the release?
I just loved basketball growing up, and I think I realized kind of late into my career that, them boys was a little bit different than me on the basketball court, but I still like watching them. My dream job was to be a head recruiter for Coach Calipari. I did not come true, so I became a football player. I just like watching basketball at least, and then, coming and competing in football is definitely my first thing, and then going and watching more competitors compete, my second thing.
Some would argue that the Jaguars' defense is positionless, just like modern basketball. What would you say to that?
We're positionless. We got a lot of athletes that can do different stuff. When we all put it together with the communication, the execution, it does look like poetry in motion. So I do like the caliber athletes we have on the field. It's all about working together.
I know one thing that ESPN was breaking down was you and Josh against the Texans' offensive line last week, about the space that you guys are able to create when you come over the top. Is a lot of the stuff you guys are doing in terms of pass rush new this season, or is it things that you just built upon from last year?
I think it's built upon. I think we're executing it better this year, understanding that you're kind of working with one another. I thought I was going to get the sack, and they did not come off on me. But the whole week we were talking about I was getting sacked, and they did not come off on me. So I think that's why I ran the stunt so hard, like I was getting the sack. But I think that's how you got to run every stunt. Like, your boy might get the sack, you might get the sack. Just do it to perfection. Whoever eats is better for the team.
You were not a part of this team the last time they played the Cincinnati Bengals. Did you face them as part of the Falcons?
I did very early. My second year, I think we lost late. Yeah.
So at that point, no Joe Burrow.
No.
Now they don't.
Dalton.
Yeah, touch your hair because it's the red hair. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. No video on this one. How is their offense look different? How did it look different last week? Obviously, no Joe Burrow. I know it's an elementary question, but what could you say?
I mean, they still ran the ball, ran their passing routes and stuff. Athletic quarterback, that Browning guy was way more athletic than I thought he would be. They still will screen it to 28, try to run it with 28. Dynamic offense. I mean, as long as we have to dominate up front for sure. Handle the run, stop the run, get effect in the pass game on this quarterback so that we can mess their timing up, handle these routes and stuff. I mean, one is still a great receiver. They got other guys. 83 is a good receiver, catch a lot of screens and stuff. They do a good job of getting guys the ball in open space. So got a lot to handle, but we're up for the challenge.
Where does Joe Mixon rate among the running backs you've faced this year?
I haven't faced him before, but he looks really, really good. Yeah.
Have you seen, highlights of him over the years, or can you compare him to anybody?
I mean, I'll see how he looks, but I played a young Josh Jacobs before. Josh Jacobs runs hard, runs crazy, elusive, juking, stiff arming, trucking. So it kind of looks a little bit like that right now. But I'll see him in the game, see how it feels. But I know he's a great running back, can run you over, can run by you. It's going to be a lot to handle, but we're up for the challenge.
Last one for me. You're My Cause, My Cleats. Who did you select, and what do you think of your shoes?
I got Live for Life Academy here at St. Louis school, charter. I don't know if it's technically a charter, but they start off as a kind of a gym, taking kids after school and keep giving them busy, keeping them off the streets, out of trouble. And then they kind of grew into a school. Now they're K through 12, putting kids into college. They do ACT prep for the kids and everything. Really taking these kids basically sunrise to sundown and keeping them out of trouble and in the classroom and trying to get them to the next level.
How important is it for you to rep the STL?
That's really important for me, just because that's where I came from, and I know a lot of people there would do really good things with the opportunity, with the notoriety. So it's always good to shine light on St. Louis and keep people's eyes there.
Perfect. Foye, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Obviously, our 1010XL basketball analyst will have something to say when I speak with him after a Jaguars win tonight about the Kentucky Wildcats, because you think the other Cats that are here in town, that's going to be easy business to take care of, Carlyon.
Yeah, great interview. Always appreciate it, Foye. And, it's fantastic. And it is going to be interesting to see what kind of success Mixon will have tonight. I think he's still really talented. I just think it's sort of like kind of what we talked about with Derrick Henry in Tennessee. If the environment isn't conducive, it's going to be tough. And, whether it's reliance on the ground game or abandoning it, or whether it's just they're not blocking it. But Mixon can be a problem. So the Jaguars, they've got to be ready for him. I think they will be. They've been great against the run all year. But he is somebody that tonight, you can't let him go for 90 yards tonight.
I thought the Josh Jacobs comp was interesting. Because
agree.
I think just like Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon can be a threat out of the backfield in the receiving game as well, and I think they're going to need him to do that if the Bengals are to pull the upset. Okay, so I teased it at the top of the show in the handoff from XL Primetime as 4:20 p.m. with Jeff Prosser. We may be a little bit after that, but the sentiment remains the same. The Drill's very own going to join us next on the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show right here at Tailgaters Parking, Growlers Bar and Grill.
In your car or out of your car.
Get me out of this car.
Take 1010XL with you wherever you go.
We're online and ready.
By downloading our free 1010XL app. Available for all smartphones and tablets.
The Bulls are back in town and taking over Jacksonville. Get ready for bull bucking mayhem at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, February 23rd and 24th. U.S. Border Patrol PBR Jacksonville is bringing the city 2 nights of bull riding action, featuring the most electric 8 seconds in sports. Come see the toughest sport on dirt at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, February 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets today at PBR.com or Ticketmaster.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call Window World today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
3 months or 3,000 miles. Which one are you at? Now, you might think you're just too busy this holiday season to get an oil change, And that's why Famous Quick Lube is the perfect choice to help keep your car in dependable travel condition. Stop in today. They'll change your oil, rotate the tires, check the filters, wipers, lights, and you get right back to your holiday plans. Fast, easy, and affordable. Famous Quick Lube. 13 locations, servicing every customer like they're famous.
This is Fast Twitch, a new energy drink from Gatorade.
Fast Twitch, an energy drink from Gatorade in 6 different flavors, including strawberry watermelon, cool blue, and tropical mango. And available at your local Winn-Dixie.
Start fast with Fast Twitch, a new energy drink from Gatorade.
On-the-go energy from Gatorade. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie.
Follow the Noles climb back to ACC prominence.
Listen for the latest news and notes on the Noles every week on the Seminole Report.
Brought to you by your local Ag Pro, your home team on 1010XL.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
It's a force that can't be contained. Propelled by purpose, pride, and the power to protect. When winning isn't just the mission, it's your passion. You pursue it. You make power plays. You pick your team. At Farrah & Farrah, we deliver game day energy 24/7. Jacksonville.
Hey everyone, Jason Parker, CEO of Performance Painting here. 'Tis the season for giving gifts, and this year our gift to you is waiving the power washing fee when prepping to paint your commercial building or home exterior. That's a $500 to $3,000 savings back in your pocket depending on the square footage. And no matter who you hire, make sure they power wash using the proper methods, which includes being careful around your expensive windows. Learn more at performancepaintingjacks.com or call today at 849-2499.
Performance Painting!
Hey, this is Jason with Bueller Air Conditioning. Why do we love to go to that awesome grocery store where shopping is a pleasure? Why do we choose that amazing chicken sandwich where the service is fast and friendly and it's always their pleasure? You see, those brands are a promise. Here at Bueller Air, our team is committed to serving the customer and delivering that same kind of brand promise. Our mission is to be the most trusted brand with friendly and professional service every single time. Give us a call today or visit BuellerAir.com.
This classic Army-Navy game moment is brought to you by Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
I was fortunate to play in 3 Army-Navy games. I got to run out of the tunnel first my senior year at Army-Navy, an 82 season. It was an experience that I'll remember the rest of my life, every one of those games. You know, I remember plays, I remember games, I remember faces. Is all encompassing as far as your emotions. A great experience. You know, I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything in my life.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville, the famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. Live from Tailgaters Parking. Presented by Clearwater Irrigation
and Gatorade Fast Twitch
on 1010XL.
Oh, we love you, Jaguar fans, whether you're here partying with us at Growler's Bar and Grill or wherever you may be. And we appreciate those of you on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, sounding off on this famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. I know our next guest also appreciates you guys that text in from all over the world. And yes, I did say world, Hayes Carlion, because we have a huge Jags fan, courtesy of 280 up in Saskatchewan, who is texting in on the text line. Also want to give a shout out. This is from 885. My parents, Rick and Valerie, have been Jags fans since the team first came into existence. They've never been to a game, both retired last year. They will be in attendance tonight for the very first time. Let's talk to a guy who was here when the Jaguars began all the way back in 1994.
Let's ring up another guest on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
God, I hope you don't take offense to that, Jeff Prosser, as he joined us now.
I don't take offense.
But hey, you were here in 1994 and 1995 when the team played its inaugural season. Compare for me the vibes in this city today, the vibes in this city in those mid-'90s.
Wow, that's an interesting perspective. I'm not sure I've thought of it in that way. I think football fans, when they have a great football team that is a legitimate contender, I think the excitement is matched from era to era. Now, there was something new about it then, obviously, but in so many ways, for so many Jaguar fans, it's new now. It's been a long time since this team was, certifiably good. Good enough to, maybe. Are they going to win the Super Bowl? Who knows? But the fact that you can say maybe for the first time since those mid-'90s, I think it gives a pretty good parallel, to be honest.
Jeff, what do you think will be the key tonight for the Jaguars' offense?
Well, what I want to see the offense do, and listen, we've all talked about it, we've all seen it, but it's very important in the NFL, Hayes and me, and y'all know this. It's really super important that you keep the football, and that when you have the football in good position, that you score touchdowns. And it's things that this football team is still struggling to be really good at, and that is performance in the red zone. It's not good enough. And third and short continues to be a problem, right? Third or fourth and, between 1 and 3 yards is another issue. So, we're nitpicking here a little. At the end of the day, it's an offense that seems to put up enough points and a defense that obviously is the starting to get told hero of this season. And the way they're playing now, this deep into it, I think they're establishing themselves as a championship-level defense. And the fact that we're having, a storyline that we need the offense to play catch-up is, quite frankly, remarkable considering what we all would have thought in August.
Jeff, what is your solution to those third and short, fourth and short struggles the Jaguars have had throughout the course of this year?
Did we pass the trade deadline already? Are we done there? Was there free agency coming up this week, Hayes? The offensive line's got to play better. I'm not a guru. I can't take the tape home, guys. I'll never pretend like I am. But I trust people that do. I trust analytic stats that, somebody's looking who won this block. Oops, Jag lost it again. And we're just way too low in those stats for me not to believe that our issues on third and fourth and short have to do with how the offensive line is performing in front of the guys. It's pretty clear Travis Etienne is the talent, a special talent.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Sports,
right.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. Yeah, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I thought it went dead there for a second. So I think it's the line. I think it's up front. Can that get better? Maybe it can. Maybe some cohesion will start to take place here. They still have, bounced through so many combinations over the course of this year. Some guys are getting a little bit more experience at different positions. So hopefully something matches. I do think the pass protection has been better the last couple of weeks. I think Trevor having time in the pocket has made a difference in his play. I mean, if you go back to the 49ers, it bottomed out that day, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. In your gut, do you feel like Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence, this could be a partnership for the next 10 years here?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Trevor, I would, will retire a Jag, I would imagine. Or you'll do whatever you can that he's the guy for 15 years or however long he plays. Coaches, look, hey, you know how that goes. Let's see what happens. Let's see where they ride. Let's see just, how, if at all, there's an elevator going up and down. I don't know, man. I do have a comfort, and I've been doing this for a long time, to a lot of coaches, a lot of quarterbacks, and a lot of seasons here, there, and everywhere else. It feels to me like these two dudes will win a Super Bowl for Jacksonville at some point. I'm not going to say this year, but you feel with those two there that there's a very real possibility of that coming. So, if you're going to ask me, do I see, the coach's lifespan, even the successful ones, they don't stay in one spot for 10, 12 years typically, but that's the only thing that would keep me from answering yeah. I mean, they both seem to be great fits for Jacksonville.
You get them every day, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Jeff Prosser joining us on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline. Jeff, I know you and Dan have kept tabs on the sack count, your sack tracker on our social media channels. How are we doing, and how are your expectations for the stretch run of this regular season differ from where you were maybe in August for this pass rush?
Okay, first, I don't want to minimize the consequences of what we have at stake here. And on our silly little show in the morning, when one of us feels very strongly or we're having some sort of contest, the loser has to spin what we have termed the wheel of consequences, and it's ugly. A lot of bad things have happened to bad people. It takes a little piece of your soul. And we were talking about the pass rush in the offseason before we started, and I thought they had 35 a year ago. Even though they didn't do anything, I thought that they would have more based on what we've seen happen so far this year, based on being in a better position late in game. You know the other team's passing, but heck, we had 2 weeks where we, forced 55 passes 2 weeks in a row and had a grand total of like 2 sacks. So it started slow at times. I had a big week last week, Mia. Big week, because we were right on pace at 2 a week. I had 20 through 10, and then they got to 4 last week. That puts me 24 through 11, so I am on pace. And I really need to win because my boisterous, at times dumb rear end is offering 3-1 on the odds. So if I don't get to 35, I'm going to have to spin that wheel 3 times, which quite frankly may leave me soulless.
Wow. What's been your favorite thing Hickens had to do on spinning the wheel?
You know, there's been, we've had a bunch of good ones. The one that I particularly enjoy, I don't know, Dan has this amazing ability or disability to not, like some of the things that he had to do, I couldn't do, man. I wouldn't do. I might just call in sick. Like, we put him in like this onesie-looking thing one time, and it was like all fluorescent looking. He had to go up to the deck of Chick-fil-A and stand in line in order, and he did it no problem. But to me, that would have just been, you know, yeah, no bueno. But I'd go with that one just for my terror, but apparently he didn't feel it. He also had to dress up as Cupid out front and hand out roses. That wasn't pretty.
That one was great. I loved that.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty. But there's been 3 or 4 others. That
I have some good news for you, Jeff. Obviously, this Bengals offensive line, much maligned and probably rightfully so. Additionally, 3 more sacks, and Josh Allen breaks the single-season Jaguars franchise record. Can he do it tonight?
Let's go, right? Hey, by the way, if Josh Allen gets free tonight and sets the Jaguar record, suddenly that big record kind of becomes more in play, does it not? I mean, you're going to have 5 games left. He'd be at 50. What's the record, 22? Hey, is that what it is? Is it 22, 22 and a half?
Yeah, still have Bryce Young. You would think Baker Mayfield, maybe Will Levis in the finale.
Yeah.
So, that'd be a good combination for a pass rusher.
Well, and there's a good combination tonight, too, because in addition to, as Mia said, the offensive line is struggles. You got a quarterback, hadn't seen a bunch. This is a good defense, right? I mean, Jake Brownings's not played a lot of NFL football. And, you know, in many ways, he's going to be as inexperienced as some of these rookies you've already faced. So, hopefully it's a good night. I tell you what, though, it is an obsessive distraction. I mean, if you sat next to me either in the press box quietly or in the stands, you would think I was some sort of maniac because every play I'm, doing some sort of play-by-play of why there was a sack that we could have had, didn't have, should have had.
It's nothing personal against Trayvon or Josh. It's just you don't want to spin the wheel 3 times.
I need him to get there. I need him to go over. Y'all get him. Go get him, boys. Get your ears back and go get him. Let's get 6 tonight. Let's show the nation.
All right. Well, there's your prediction in the sack category. How about a score prediction from you, Jeff Prosser?
Gosh, I've been misled a couple of times. I thought this team was ready to answer the bell against the Chiefs. I thought they were ready to answer the bell against the 49ers. Monday Night Football has that same kind of feel, even though the Bengals aren't the same without Joe Burrow. But I can't get away from, thinking that Jacksonville wins this game pretty handily, like 34-16, maybe something like that. So it's 30s to teens, I would say. That's what my gut and my eyes and my senses tell me. And it's going to be a rocking place down there tonight, and that's awesome. I mean, that's what having the league is all about. So everybody has a ton of fun.
My bookie has the spread, Jeff, at 10.
Wow. Yeah, yes.
Maybe so?
Yeah, well, the fan in me that says 30-something teams when he's actually having putting money out there. That's a lot of points in an NFL game. But bottom line, yeah, I think they cover that 10.
All righty. Well, there you heard it here first, and you heard it here that Jeff is not putting any more wagers on having to spin the wheel. Although 6 sacks from the Jaguars defensive front.
Yeah, the more sacks, the merrier.
Yes, for both Jeff's sake and all of Duval's. Jeff Prosser, thank you so much for joining us. Bright and early tomorrow. Will we see you at the stadium this evening before a 6 a.m. call tomorrow?
we got an early wake up call. I made some lifestyle decisions here, so I think for the listening audience, it's best that tonight I'll stay home and Sunday night I'll go.
All righty. So, well, we are looking forward. So Sunday night you will come though, and then turn around for that early Monday.
Sure. Yep. But
we're holding you to it.
Yeah, I just that alarm goes awful early to be rolling home about 12:31. Yeah, oof. That's a young man's game, a young woman's game.
Hey, I can't do it, so I'm not the one to talk to either. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us. 6 a.m. tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Jeff Prosser on the All-Pro Roofing Hotline. The drill coming at you bright and early on 1010XL 92.5 FM. All right. It's 4:35, Carline. You know what that means.
Close.
If you're watching on YouTube, they have already set up the spread. We will be making the Duval Donkey. Your favorite thing to do on the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. Our favorite drink. It led us to an undefeated record in Duval last year. Can it stay undefeated?
I mean, this thing's headed to Canton, Ohio.
It honestly needs its own exhibit. When the Jaguars win the Super Bowl this year, it's going to be like, well, it was all thanks to the Duval Donkey. We went away from it for a little bit. We're going back to it because the Jaguars set up for a big-time win in prime time tonight. Jeff brings up a good point, Hayes. Vibes? Do we feel like the Chiefs, the Niners game? This is a moment for the Jaguars to step up, to show up, or tell the rest of the world to shut up? Can they seize this moment?
I think they will. Again, I just think if Burrow was playing, different story. Then I think it's a coin flip. But I think you're missing one of the greatest players that we have in the league today. And I just don't think it's – we saw them struggle early in the season. They're just – if Burrow isn't himself – or certainly if he's not even out there, I just think it would wreck the Jaguars. If something happened to Trevor Lawrence your expectations for the rest of the season would really, really have to be put in check. Cincinnati's dealing with that very thing. So I just think because of that, I think the Jaguars are going to have a comfortable time. Nothing's easy in this league, but I would be surprised when we hit the 2-minute warning if this is still a competitive game.
And we do have a traffic update as well. Apparently, North 95 all the way to JTB, plenty of traffic. I hope it's the traffic heading to the bank as opposed to just regular Monday traffic, 472, because we need as many people as possible. I've seen lots of calls to action on social media to get in your seats early. Again, that light show, download and make sure your Jaguars app is updated so you can partake in that. I know the Bold City Brigade has said they will be in their seats by 7:30 for an 8:20 kickoff, so make sure you get on here to the bank as quickly and safely as possible. The Duval Donkey comes up next on the famous Automotive and Quick Lube Kickoff Show right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
You dream it, we build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Turn your backyard into an outdoor living oasis with CSS. Your number one choice for custom outdoor kitchens, grills, fireplaces, pergolas, and outdoor living. Because
you dream it, we build it. CSS.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, we have all seen Forevermark diamond ads on television. Tell us about them.
Frank, Forevermark diamonds are a group of diamonds that have been separated from diamond productions in South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, and Canada because they're beautiful, rare, and responsibly sourced. Also, because the sale of these diamonds benefits the communities they come from, they're selected to carry the Forevermark icon. At Underwoods, we've sold South African and Namibian diamonds before, but Forevermark's different because these diamonds are traced and individually cared for from the mine all the way to her finger. And less than 1% of all diamonds qualify to be Forevermark. These diamonds also only sell through an authorized network of diamond cutters and retail stores that are carefully selected just like the diamonds. Underwoods is proud to be a part of that network, and we were one of the first 5 in the United States to join.
Underwoods, where customers are served with quality and respect. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
E.T. here, Brackish Vodka, Jacksonville produced and distilled. A gluten-free corn-based vodka is the smoothest vodka you've ever had. Because it's mineral salt filtered after being distilled 5 times, you get the smoothest vodka on the market. And it's made right here in Jacksonville. When you drink gluten-free Brackish Vodka, you are supporting a local business and not a business based in Texas. Taste why 9 out of 10 people pick Brackish Vodka in a blind taste test. Drink like a local. Drink Brackish Vodka.
Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is the sports medicine leader in Northeast Florida. We're proud to be the official sports medicine provider for your hometown teams, including the Jaguars, Sharks, Axemen, Armada, and the Jumbo Shrimp. We have the most cutting-edge resources for sports medicine care, including active armor casting, Alter-G anti-gravity treadmills, and highly trained physicians and athletic trainers. JOI is truly where the pros go, and so should you.
You're busy, so 1010XL makes holiday gift giving easy. Find great gift ideas from Bellwether Restaurant, Beard's Diamonds, and Brackish Vodka. Get lots of great gift ideas at 1010XL.com.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at jaguars.com/shadows. One winner and guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase to enter or win, must be 18 or older and a legal resident of Florida or Georgia. Promotion period 9/5/23 through 12/15/23. For official rules and complete details, visit jaguars.com/shadows. Sponsored by Jacksonville Jaguars, LLC.
Hello, Jacksonville. I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl game and events have been a Jacksonville staple for more than 76 years. But we are more than just a game. We support more than 4,500 local youth annually through Gator Bowl charities initiatives. This community impact in the football game are made possible by a membership of more than 250 corporate, green jacket, and junior members. Gator Bowl Sports is a perfect way for local companies and people to get involved and give back to our community. I'd love to meet you and talk to you about how you can join our team. Call me at 798-1700.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage too.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
It's easy to get caught up in the holiday scramble, but as we near the end of the year, let's focus on what makes America great, our faith and freedom. Hello, it's Congressman Aaron Bean, and this year I've been busy delivering results for you, from helping with passports and the VA to recovering thousands of dollars in owed benefits from the IRS and Social Security. My team has worked hard to take care of constituents in Northeast Florida. Serving you is what we do. Visit bean.house.gov. This is Congressman Aaron Bean wishing you a blessed holiday season. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Do you have unused funds in your HSA or FSA accounts? Why not put those pre-tax dollars to its best use, your health? Awaken 180 is an approved expense for HSA and FSA plans thanks to the recognized health and medical benefits that Awaken 180 delivers. And remember, those unused dollars might vanish at year's end. So let's make those extra pounds disappear instead. You might be thinking, wait until after the holidays to start Awaken 180. But here's a thought. The program is designed for real life, holidays included. With Awaken 180, you can enjoy celebrations, cocktails, and even those holiday feasts, all while losing weight. Don't wait for the new year to make a change. Use your HSA or FSA funds now for something truly impactful, your health. Start now and step into the new year with more life in your life. Call the solution for weight loss, Awaken 180 Weight Loss, at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Starting your game day.
The famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube Kickoff Show. Presented by Clearwater Irrigation and Gatorade Fast Twitch. Live from Tailgaters Parking on 1010XL.
Casey Dobson back at 1010XL World Headquarters. I think you need to repeat what you just told us off air. Why are we playing AC/DC?
AC/DC, this song is called Chase the Ace because the Duval Donkey is the ace.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. The undefeated Duval Donkey makes its Monday Night Football debut. Matthew Brookshire of Brackish Vodka, our good buddies, joining us now. Very excited I made your Spotify Wrapped this year,
yes,
as well as the rest of the famous Automotive and Quick Lube kickoff show. But yes, here we are once again, the Duval Donkey. We're going to put it to the test. Yep. We are undefeated in 2022 and 2023 in Duval County. We don't count the city of Kansas City. We don't count that.
That was a fluke.
And besides, at this point, Matt, it sounds like the Jags may be playing for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. We may skip the barbecue in the Midwest after all. So first things first, before we dive in, you have some exciting updates from Brackish Vodka.
We do. Not to sound like a broken record, but Brackish Vodka, locally owned, operated, and produced vodka out of Jacksonville. We just got into Browdy's. All of their locations, I believe there are 5, 2 in St. Augustine, Julington Creek, the beaches, Fleming Island, so we're super excited about that. And, of course, we want to keep the streak alive with the Duval Donkey and get that home field advantage you're talking about.
And as Hayes and I said to you off air, a lot of our listeners, we've got them in Italy and Canada right now, maybe listening for the first time. What exactly is Brackish Vodka?
So it's a local vodka made here in Jacksonville. It's corn-based, gluten-free, 5 times distilled, and what makes us special is our mineral purification process. Not to get too technical, but it goes through a mineral salt and mineral sugar filter. Takes out more impurities, creates a rounder, smoother finish, and it is the best vodka you will ever have.
And there's multiple flavors, is there not, Carline?
I know. How about that? Tell us about them.
So we have 3 new flavors. They're about 3 months old now. We have an espresso vodka, which tastes to me like an espresso martini, already ready to go. We have our elderflower vodka, which mixes great with anything that normal vodka does, gives it a nice floral sweet note. And then we have our chocolate vodka, which is best friends with the espresso. They mix well together for any kind of chocolate martini, chocolate espresso martini. They've been extraordinarily well received at Total Wine and all the bars and restaurants, including the Jaguar Stadium, who we are partners with.
Love it. Love it. Now, besides the Duval Donkey, what are some of the other signature drinks we like to make with Brackish Vodka? You personally.
Well, I'm a big fan of the elderflower. So to me, it's a very simple drink, just soda water and a lemon. Elderflower, it's like a flavored seltzer water with a little bit of kick, and you still get that, buzz that you're looking for, and it's amazing.
No frills, no nonsense, just like the Duval Donkey.
Easy peasy.
All right, without further ado, it's that time.
Let's do it.
It's time to pass the headset.
Passing it off to Chad.
Chad
Rock.
The one, the only, bartender extraordinaire here at Growlers Bar and Grill. We are at Tailgaters Parking in case you're driving down, you're looking for a spot to get your tailgate on. We're here, we're partying. They have tons of drinks here, so let's talk about that before we make the Duval Donkey. Chad, what sort of specials are we running here today,
So we're
Growlers?
going to run the specials. We're running the Donkey special today all day.
Love it.
We're going to do a in-the-game special that every time the Jaguars score a touchdown, we're going to do a Jags shot. So
awesome.
If you are around here and you don't have tickets and you still want to come on down. We're going to do those shots during the game. And so every time they score, which I want to hand out a lot of shots today, so come on down.
Hey, there's TVs too, so it's not like you won't be able to watch the game. Of course, you can listen to it on 92.5 FM and 1010 AM too. But yes, there will also be TVs on ESPN, and so you can watch the game, have your shots every time the Jaguars score, and of course a whole lot of fun, which includes
the Duval Donkey.
Yes,
undefeated, big time. Monday
it's going
night
to Canton, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
I mean.
Well, we're actually going to, the Brackish guys and I are going to the Cleveland game next week, so we're taking the donkey with us.
You are bringing it with
yes,
you.
Hey, I'll be there.
There you go, Bo.
Here we go.
There we go. This is going to be the ultimate test, because if the donkey can win in Cleveland, the only place we're not bringing it is Kansas City. Other than that, we'll come up with something for the workaround. But besides, the Jags are going to be hosting throughout the playoffs, so we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be making them all the time.
All right, without further ado.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We're going to do a generous 2-ounce portion today of Brackish Vodka, the OG, as Matt likes to call it, OG.
Not the elderflower, not the espresso or the chocolate.
So we're coming
confections.
Here we go, chocolate confections. And then we're going to top it off with a little ginger beer.
It's kind of like the elderflower drink, though, that Matt was describing. It's no nonsense, just 2 ounces of your standard Brackish vodka, ginger beer to fill it up to the top, a little lime garnish.
That is awesome. That looks amazing.
What more do you need in this life of sin?
just bringing the wins.
Absolutely. And, of course, signature brackish Jaguar cups that you can get here at Growler's Bar and Grill. So you're going to want to come down here at the very least to bring one of these cups home, folks.
This is like watching Picasso paint.
Exactly.
I mean, it really is. I can't tell you how much I enjoy it.
Yeah, Nicole's going to get plenty of pictures up here real close.
She's going to get some videos, too.
All right.
So Matt was supposed to drink this with us today.
Oh, Matt can come on set. We can bring him back on
so
set.
Matt, you're going to drink this with us?
Here we go.
Okay, so Hayes and I are going to do something a little different. We don't expect you to keep up there, buddy.
All set?
Okay.
Here we go.
Here
To
we
the
are.
Jags.
Here's the Jags.
Always.
Chug.
This is why you watch on YouTube, folks.
Oh, wait. A little left over.
Matt, did we compete? Yep, a little bit left. There we go. Boom.
Good times.
Great job.
Good times.
This is why you watch
Your
on
best
YouTube,
one ever.
Facebook, and Twitter.
Best one ever.
The Duval Donkey Brackish
I don't have
Vodka.
anything else to cheers with. So there you go.
Available in liquor stores across Jacksonville and beyond. And, of course, now I heard Miller's Ale House, too, is a contingent coming to the game tonight. And you can get your Brackish Vodka there, too.
Yeah, also going to be a sponsor of University of North Florida.
Love that.
Yep.
Love that. Fantastic. So thank you to our friends at Brackish.
awesome.
Thank you to Chad and the crew here at Growler's Bar and Grill. Do such an excellent job of hosting us each and every game day as your Jaguars head into Everbank Stadium. All right. One last thing to do before we pass it off to the Publix Tailgate Show, JP Shadrick and friends, and the rest of your Jaguars pregame coverage, and that is score predictions. Casey Dobson, kick us off.
Is it too much to ask for when the spotlight is on us to say, you know what, world? We, Jacksonville, are ready to send you a statement with a 35-10 W in Duval. Can we get it done, baby? Can we do it? That's that's my score prediction.
So Casey's in the same boat as Jeff Prosser. He's seeing double-digit, multi-touchdown victories for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Hayes Carline, what say you?
I am going to say it's a little closer than that. Cincinnati's got a lot of pride in their organization. I think the Jaguars get it done, and I think the Jaguars cover, but I'm going to go a little lower scoring. I'm going to say 24-13 Jaguars.
All right, Graham Marsh, break it down for me.
This is 31-21 Jaguars. Jaguars well in command of the game the whole time. I see maybe a garbage time, 10 points or so from the Bengals late in the game. Trevor Lawrence not even in the game at that point. Although if it got to 10, they'd maybe have to put him back in. But 31-21, end score.
I have gone Oppo in each of the Jags' victories. I also went Oppo when they got thumped by the 49ers, so not really sure that stands. I do like what Marshall Kramsky of WCPO was saying, though. I think that this Bengals team could be frisky. I honestly would have felt so much better about this game if the Bengals were coming off a victory over the offensive Pittsburgh Steelers. They are not, and so I do think you'll see Jake Browning make strides in his second start. I think the Bengals cover, but I do think the Jaguars get their 9th victory of the season and move into sole possession of first place in the AFC. The number 1 seed runs through Duval. Before we say goodbye, any final thoughts as we get ready for this Monday Night Football? Fire them up, Carline. If they're driving around in their car, I see a couple people sounding off on the text line, 641-1010.
We've had to endure a lot with this team over the last 11 years, and savor this moment. It's the start of something incredible. And enjoy it tonight. Have a great time. Nothing unites a community like sports. The academics may not like that about the human condition, but it is a fact. Nothing unites us like sports. Let's have a hell of a time tonight.
Absolutely. What more can be said? Our thanks to Frank Frangie, Jeff Prosser, Marshall Kramsky, our friends at Brackish Vodka. Is that everybody? This was a jam-packed show.
Great job.
Our
Jeff
fastest
Prosser.
flying, famous automotive and quick lube kickoff show of the season. And don't worry, we'll be back with a jam-packed edition in 2 weeks' time. Will the Jaguars be looking at, I don't know, perhaps moving to 11-3 on the season? First things first, got to take care of business, and the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. For producer Casey Dobson, for engineer Graham Marsh, for Hayes Carline, I am Mia O'Brien. The Publix Tailgate Show comes up next right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM, followed by kickoff between your Jaguars and the Bengals.
XL puts the ball in play by